All right, welcome back. Today we're going to do 4.1b, and today we are going to be dealing with cube roots. So yesterday we dealt with squares, right? The square root of 1 is 1. The square root of 4 is 2. The square root of 9 is 3. The square root of 16 is 4. The square root of 25 is 5. The square root of 36 is 6. The square root of 49 is 7. The square root of 64 is 8. Y'all see the pattern, right? So square root of 100 is 10. Square root of 121 is 11. Square root of 144 is 12. So these are all perfect squares, right? 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 4 is 16. So on and so forth. Now, when you're doing a square root, right? If I did the square root of 4, essentially I'm doing this, right? That means the square root of 4. And so if I'm just doing the square root, I don't need this 2 because it's just assumed that it's a 2. Now, for cube roots, I'm going to put a 3. So it would be like this. I would have a 3 right here. So what times itself 3 times equals 27? Well, let's see. 3 times 3 times 3, 9, 27. So the cube root of 27 is 3. Now, I don't want you to get confused that these 3's have anything to do with this. So let's do this. What's the cube root of 125? That means what times itself 3 times equals 125? Well, 5 times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25, times 5 is 125. So the cube root of 125 is 5. So what we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about perfect cubes today. So our perfect cubes, let's get a pen because I like how it's good actually. Red. So let's talk about cube roots. So let's see, we have 1, we have 8, we have 24, 27, excuse me, which we just did. We have 64, 125, which we also just did, 216, 343, and 512. So what these are, and I'll show you. The cube root of 1 is 1. 1 times 1 times 1 equals 1. The cube root of 8 is 2. 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8. The cube root of 27 is 3. 3 times 3 times 3 equals 27. The cube root of 64 is 4. Whew, good thing I have a pattern here. 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 is 64. The cube root of 125 is 5. The cube root of 216 is 6. The cube root of 343 is 7. And the cube root of 512 is 8. If you ever wanted to check, you could just say 8 times 8 times 8 is 512. So the cube root of 512 is 8. Okay. So today we're going to be working with cube roots. And how are we going to be doing this? Well, let's do it right down here. We just did a couple. But what if they don't come out perfectly? What if they aren't perfect cubes? Well, we're going to simplify, just like we simplified yesterday with square roots that weren't perfect squares. We're going to simplify cube roots that aren't perfect cubes. So let's take, we're going to simplify cube roots. So simplifying cube roots. So let's say I have the cube root of 24. The cube root of 24. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to find a multiple of 24 that's in here. Oh, look at that. I could do 3 times 8. So this equals the cube root of 8 times the cube root of 3, right? Because 3 times 8 is 24. And I know that the cube root of 8 is 2. So this becomes a 2. And so I'm left with 2 to the cube root of 3. So the cube root of 24 is 2 times the cube root of 3. Okay, let's try one more. So let's do something like, let's say, the cube root of 250 x to the 6th. So I just added 2 pieces. One, a much bigger number, but also I added x to the 6th. So the first thing, x to the 6th, if we divide it by 3, it would just be x squared. So straight away I could pull out my x squared, because x squared to the 3rd power is x to the 6th. So pull that out. And then let's figure out with 250. Do I have any of these? Oh, look. 250 is 125 times 2. So I can do this cube root of 125 times the cube root of 2. 2 times 125 is 250. So what I'm left with, so I have x squared. So this turns into a 5. So I'm left with 5 times x squared times the cube root of 2. There's my answer. So that's how we're working with cube roots. This right here is going to really help us with our cube roots. Okay, we're going to do 2 of these problems. And then you'll have some problems on the worksheet. So the cube root of negative 135. So a negative, I could do a negative times a positive. So let's see. What times what? So if I'm going for a negative 135, is there anything here? I wonder if 135 is divisible by 27. Yes, 135. Oops, I didn't show you that. So I did 135 divided by 7. And, oh wait, nope. 135 divided by 27 is 5. So 27 times 5. And 27 is right here. So 27. So the cube root of 27, the cube root is 3. So I'm left with, this becomes 3. And then times the cube root of 5. So I got 3 times the cube root of 5. Okay, so we're going to keep this in mind while we go to this one, number 11. So I'm just going to bring the negative out front. Oh, wait. This negative stays in here. Or actually the negative can go either way. I want to pull the negative out. There we go. Okay, this one I've got another negative and a cube root. So 192, x to the 5th. So that has to stay there because it's not divisible by 3. 192. Let's see, 192. Let's see if I can get a 64 out of it. 192. Yes, 64 times 3. Negative 64 times the 3rd root of 3. So when I go over here, I look for my 64, and I've got 64. The cube root of 64 is 4. Cube root of 64 is 4. So I can take out a -4 because a -4 times a -4 times a -4 equals the 64. So I'm going to pull out a -4. So I have negative times -4 times the cube root of 3. So I have 4 times the cube root of 3. All right. Finish number 10 and 12, and then do the worksheet problems. And ask me if you have any questions. All right. Have a wonderful day.